All right, everyone. So first of all, let's get blocks and an elastic band because we might need it at some point. Just so you know, normally all my classes have at some point some blocks use or elastic bands because they really help in activating our body and make sure that you have some form of either wall or surface that you can help yourself with because we will be using it for both drop back and for the back bended splits. So any Gideon, I love that you're practicing with your cat. My cats are outside right now, but I love that he or she is actually just like sitting on your lap. I'm obsessed by it. I love it. All right. We're all good. Okay. So let's just take a seated position 1 second. Any seated position that you are comfortable with. And I would like to invite you in that sense in just breathing in and out and connecting with your body. So just take a couple of seconds of, yeah, maybe let's do about 4 to 5 breaths each, in which we're literally just breathing in and out and feeling our body. You want to let go of any thoughts, anything that is in our brain or our minds at the moment. And just keep breathing in and out. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. And I would like for you, as we keep breathing and we have our eyes closed, to start engaging our core very lightly. It doesn't have to have, you don't have to have like big strength right now. You don't have to, let's say, yeah, like crunch in the stomach. You just want to make that area aware. And with the next inhale, we're going to slowly open our eyes. Very good. And as we are seated onto our heels, or if you would prefer also with cross-legged, we're going to start working with our neck. So we're just going to start doing about 6 rolls, like big rolls from one side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Change side and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. Coming back to center, always with our neck and head. This time we want to imagine, I'm going to show you from the side, as if we were pushing front with the chin without going front with our back. We're pushing front, up, and back. So making like a big circle. Imagine as if it were like our either chin or our nose. And 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Revert the circle or direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and stop. Now, let's take the elastic band. I'm going to try and go through the warm up a little bit speedily because I really want to give everyone attention for the drop back and give you extensive explanations and, well, for both poses so that we actually come out of this class feeling like we've actually gained some knowledge. If we don't have an elastic band, we can also use a yoga strap or even like some pants belts. That's also fine. Anything that's going to be giving a little bit of resistance, or you just do it without. It also works fine. What we want to do is we're going to have the elastic band slightly pushed against our forehead. Now, don't put too much pressure because our neck can very easily get irritated. And what we want to do here is very similar to what we were doing earlier. We want to push up and back. So we're doing the same exercise of the circle with the nose with just a little bit extra resistance. And it has to be really minimal. You don't want to push your neck or annoy your neck. So just a little bit of resistance. And 3, 4, 5, and 6, and revert. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. Now, Helge, try to catch up very slowly. You don't have to rush. We're gonna wait for you if you need it. Just don't put too much pressure. Okay. Make sure that it's like very light, like slightly pushing front. In the meantime, everyone else can continue with the elastic band, and we're gonna do scapular retractions and protractions with the elastic band. So first, what I would like for you is to activate these muscles, the serratus, by pulling the strap away. Okay, and letting go. And we're going to do this another 6 times, another 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Now from here, we're going to use this as resistance once again. So we're going to place it. We're going to place the elastic band in our back, more or less at the height of our scapulas. And then we're going to loop it into our hands. If you don't have it looped, that's also fine. Lauren, I see you have it not looped. That's all fine. Okay. Yeah. Well, you solved it by closing it or latching it on. Okay. So now here we want to push front, protracting the scapulas, and we're going to retract without doing this. We're not opening. It will be normal for the hands to slightly open, but not a lot. So another 6 times. So push 1 and back. So it's only the shoulders and the scapulas that are moving. 2, back. 3, back. 4, back. 5, back. 6, back. Very good. Now, Ismail, because you don't have the band, what you can do is try to retract like this. So think about like trying to pull back the elbows as far as possible without the elastic band or without anything. Just do this and then push front. All right. Now, let's continue by standing, horse stance. So we're going to come with externally rotated feet and knees. We're going to come down, place our hands at the base of our skull, and we're going to try and do twists quite fast. Every time we twist, we exhale on and we twist on one side. We're going to try and do 20 in total. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. If you don't feel very warmed up, you're welcome to add an extra 10. I know that I have to be careful with my back, so I'm going to go for an extra 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Very good. Now we're going to extend our knees, go into forward fold and go low. Take a couple of breaths here, reconnect with your breath. Inhale and exhale. If you want, you can work a little bit with the hips, kind of like pushing from one side to the other. Very good. All right. Now we're going to go flat onto the floor, laying down on our stomachs, on our bellies. And we're going to do multiple exercises here. So what I would like for you to do, and I can give you different, let's say, levels or different versions of this exercise, depending on whether you feel already this exercise in the right areas or not. But so essentially, what you would like to do, or you should be doing in this pose, is that we're going to, I can't fully lean down because I have the microphone on, but imagine yourself being completely flat onto the floor, onto the mat with your hands at the base of your skull. You will be pushing the feet onto the floor. You will be activating your knees a lot and squeezing in the glutes. And from here, you want to try and lift up by only using the upper part. So sorry, by only using the lower part, you're rounding the upper body. So you're looking down, rounding in, trying to lift up like so. If this does not feel good, and sometimes it can be quite complex to isolate the upper body, an easier version can be with the block. So you will be placing a block more or less where your hips are at or the lower belly. And you will let your upper body drop down, rounding. So you want to be able to have, let's say, a little bit of you want to have your lower body onto the floor so that you can actually engage it. And sometimes having your feet against the wall can also help. And then we're going to round the upper body and only isolate the glute. So we're going to be pushing up 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. Now, for everyone that did it without the block, if you do have a block, repeat the same exercise with the block. So you're going to have, if you have a wall behind you, it's going to be a little bit easier to lift up and leverage your glute muscles and really make sure that it's the lumbar area that is getting warmed up. So you would be placing the block more or less where the hips are, or rather the iliac crest and your lower belly, right? And then you want to round. So you're going to be here all rounded and only lifting up with your glute area, okay? You want to engage a little bit the belly, but it's mostly the glute area that is working. And the more that you round the back, the harder it will be, but the more you will be using the glute area and not the upper body. And when you have done 6 or 7, you're welcome to stop. Let me know that you're done. Very good. So for anyone that has pork blocks, so for example, Whitney, if you have the softer ones for these exercises, it's better. Otherwise, maybe put on top like a blanket. Yeah, there you go. Because otherwise they really hurt onto your iliac crests. Trust me, I know. All right, so we're all done. Same exercise, but this time we're going to be using the upper body. So we're going to start without the block again, and then we're going to add in the block. So without the block, what we want to do is we're going to be here. So for example, you can see that my rib cage is touching the floor, but my chest is trying to open, and I'm already retracting my scapulas, okay? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be lifting up, but I'm not going passive. So I'm not trying to use momentum and lift myself up. I need to use my muscles. So I will be coming here, retracting the scapulas, coming down, and then front, up, retract, and down. And I repeat this 6 times. And make sure that you're actually feeling all the muscles engaging. So the glute in this exercise will be more passive, more resting, but the upper body wants to be really, really working, especially the scapulas. Very good. So again, try to break it down. So you are lifting up straight arms, pressing the scapulas together, going into cactus shaped arms, lifting up even more, then down and up, retract, down and up, retract. Very good. Okay, moving on. Again, here, even in this exercise, if you have something that you can push against with your foot or your feet, it's going to be a little bit, you're going to be able to leverage your height or your muscles a little bit more. So again, we're going to be pointing, if possible, the feet against the wall, placing the block at the lower part of our belly. And then here, we're going to focus again on lifting up, but now we want to try and feel like we're using our whole back. So earlier we isolated the lower part. Now we're trying to do the upper part, or we have done also the upper parts, and now we're going to try and combine everything together. I see some of you are still preparing, so you have the wall. Okay, so next exercise, again, the pubic bone is going to be kind of like between hanging and actually touching. And you want to already be engaging. See, I'm squeezing the glute, pushing away the floor, and my knees are super engaged. Then from here, I'm going to drop down once again, have my hands at the base of the skull, lift up as much as possible, squeeze, go up and down. So very similar to what we were doing earlier, just opposite with the hands. So hands at the base, squeeze up, squeeze the scapulas up and down. So first one is lifting up, then you squeeze the scapulas up the hands, go down. And also doing about 6 of these. And then again, if you feel like one body part is having a hard time either responding or warming up, either just add a couple of drills or just let me know so that I can give you a little bit of assistance. All right. I know this class is a bit intense, especially with the warm-ups. If you need a second, just reconnect to your breath, especially if you're more used to doing, let's say, classical yoga rather than skill-based classes. And keep in mind that backbending works on your nervous system. So if emotions arise or come up, that's quite normal. Um, for everyone else instead that wants to proceed, coming back flat onto the floor, promise, I think this is going to be our second last exercise. We're going to have our hands on top of each other and placing the forehead on top of the head. Now here, what we're going to do is warm up a little bit more the lower and mid back area. So what we're going to start doing is lifting. So I'm pushing the pubic bone into the floor. So you see, I'm squeezing the glutes, trying to take away, even though it doesn't actually look like it, I'm trying to take away the lumbar curve and I'm pushing the pubic bone against the floor. And then I'm going to try and lift up the legs as high as possible, pointing the feet in a ballerina shape. And I'm trying to really engage my knees. And we're going to go up and down 10 times, and then we're going to hold it for 10 seconds. So start with 1, 2. Again, don't throw the legs up. You're trying to activate. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it up for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't let go. Bend the knees. Push even higher up. And push 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't let go. Now we're going to be internally and externally rotating. So point the feet together and then point them apart. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it up for the last 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Very good, everyone. Amazing. All right, coming off of the floor, let's take a block. We're almost done with the warm up, and then we can get into the harder but fun stuff. So we're going to take the block and we're going to be sitting on top of the block. And the block is not going to be so, but it's going to be on this shape. So in the horizontal or the vertical side. And we're going to be sitting on top of it. I'm going to show you this exercise from multiple point of views because it's a little bit complex. So let's start with the easier part. And we're going to do this first exercise. Elastic band again, or whatever you have at your, in your house. With this exercise, don't start too intense because you want, with everything, especially in back bending and also splits, you want to be able to slowly progress towards your goal, right? So for example, I can probably get here more or less by the end of this exercise, but I'm not going to start here. I'm going to start here. Okay, because I want to feel how my body is reacting to today. So first exercise we're going to be doing is shoulder dislocation. So we're going to be lifting up, okay? The shoulders, protracting. So I'm pushing front and lifting up. As I'm doing this, I'm lifting up the band, opening my chest, pushing front and letting the arms drop back. So again, that's why you don't want to have it too hard because you want to be able to go all the way down. And then inhale, come back. Every 3 attempts, you can go a little bit harder. So you can go a little bit closer. So let's say 12 in total so that we have about 4 attempts or 4 progressions. Let's start with 1 and back. 2, and again, don't forget to protract and lift up. 3 and back. And again, here we go a little bit deeper. We progress a little bit more. 1, back, 2, back, 3, back. Let's see if we have a little extra millimeter. 1, back, 2, back, 3, back. We might have 1 extra millimeter for our last progression. 1, back, 2, back, 3, and back. Very good. All right, everyone. Thumbs up if we're still alive. Are we okay? No middle fingers. Thank you. All right. Now let's continue. Thank you, Erica. All right, let's continue with a similar exercise. We're going to be adding on more parts, meaning we will be continuing the exercise of the shoulder dislocation, but we're adding more parts, segmenting slowly the whole back. So we're involving more parts and warming up more. And I'm going to show you from the side. Now, this time we're going to be adding both the gaze and the arch of our back, okay? Meaning, instead of just, let's say, doing this, we want to be doing this, for example, okay? And coming back. And we want to start adding in the gaze factor, which will help us in, let's say, the explanation and execution of the drop back. And I'm going to take a second to explain to you guys how to do it safely. Not just for this exercise, but also for drop back in itself. So One technique that is super useful that is not typical in yoga is to actually lift up your shoulders. So in yoga, they actually teach us to like push them down for a lot of stuff, but they can be useful and need to be pushed up for some things, such as this one, which is why, for example, I told you protract, lift up, right? From here, in drop back, and I will be recapping this later, you want to be looking. Okay, the gaze in drop back is your intention and your direction. It's literally what is going to decide whether you fall or if you slowly drop down. Okay, other than, of course, muscle strength and other things. But so what I'm going to be doing is I want to look at the strap. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm protracting, lifting up, and I'm looking at the strap. What will happen here, and wait for me 1 second, guys, and then we will do it together. As I am looking, obviously, my gaze is going up with the band, right? So I'm still here. I'm still here. At some point, I need to drop back the head. And I don't do this. That's passive, okay? If you don't have a lot of range and if you don't have really great vertebrae, it's going to hurt. It's going to be annoying. You're going to have back pinching or neck pinching and stuff like that. So I want to lift higher my shoulders, meaning altogether, I will be doing this, okay? And I would like for you to try without going fully back. I want you to try without the band 1 second. So drop it, lift up only the shoulders, and place the base of your skull onto the trapezius, like on top of your shoulder muscles. I would like for you to feel, I want you to find those muscles where you will literally be placing your head. It literally should feel like your muscles are almost holding your head. Thumbs up if we found it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, amazing. Great. All right. That's the feeling I would like for you to remember both in this exercise with the elastic band and when we're backdropping. Okay. So now we're going to tie everything together. So protract, lift up, gaze looking at the elastic band, start progressing up, and then you look at the back wall as you are pushing front your ribs and pushing back your head and your arms. And then slowly come back up, look at the strap again, come front. And you want to pick up your neck again. So even when you're coming back up, push up, push up and accompany your neck in, okay? So if I show you slowly one last time, I know I'm being super tedious, guys, but this is really important. Protract, lift, I'm lifting up the shoulders. My neck is already being protected. I'm looking back. I see my wall and I push front, trying to increase my active range. Look at the strap again, push front. The shoulders are still up. I never lose my shoulders. Okay? Let's do 6 of these, and I'm going to check that everyone is doing them okay. And really try to push front with the chest. Keep in mind that you want more or less, Helga, come more front with the chest and less back with the head. You want to be able to do an arch. Erica, push front with the chest. Try to have the hips and the shoulders aligned on top of each other. So careful not to do this or this. I want to be stacked on top. So if you turn to the side, I can help you with that. Very good, guys. Ismail, push front with the chest. Come front. No, no, in front, not back, front. So you're going back. I want you to do this. Push front. Yes. Okay, Niklas, push front the chest. And Matt, keep opening, push front, not back. Yes, keep pushing front, 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 front. Keep pushing front. Good, Whitney. Well, you know this exercise very well. All right. Very good. Okay, we're going to repeat it one last time and we're adding the last component. So by the end of this round, you will have done the full exercise complete. So, recap, we already know we are protracting, lifting up, looking at our elastic band. From here, when we are starting to look to go up, we want to start opening our knees. Anatomically, if I open the hips, I back bend more easily. Okay, so I don't have to start here. I can start here. This, for example, is a comfortable position for me, right? And as I am progressing, I will be trying to push even harder the knees apart, activating the glutes. So if you literally look at my glutes, you will see at some point I will like squeeze them to push even harder. So protract, lift up, look at this at the strap. I start pushing, push front, push front, push front, push front, push front, and I'm squeezing the glutes and I'm pushing front, pushing front, pushing front, pushing front, come back. This is how I can try to leverage as much as possible this arch here. Okay. Also warming up the lower back. If it feels weird in any way, let me know and I can help you guys. I think I'm going to have you guys do the splits preparation directly, and then we're going to go into the actual two poses. Lauren, push front. Careful not to drop back. Yes. Yes. And look, try to look out of the window as if you were looking for one of those plants outside or whatever's in your garden. Push front, don't go back, push front, more, even more. Yes, there. That's exactly where you want to be. Ismail, go back. Now you're pushing too much front. More back, more back, more, a little bit more. Yes, very good. All right, everyone. Nicolas, push. Yes, there you go. You corrected yourself. Beautiful, amazing. Keep opening the hips and squeezing the glutes. Okay. All right. Now, very quick warm up for the splits part. If you guys need a little bit more, if you're not done, take your time and then I can repeat the exercise. So, okay, let's just start with a very simple calf stretch. So we're going to come into this position and pull back the heel as much as possible. Hello, baby. And we're going back. So if you don't feel much here, you can start pushing back and front a little bit. To me, it feels annoying onto my knee, so I don't like to do it, but technically that's also taught. Engage your core. Very good. Switch legs. Keep pushing back, 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 back. And try to really engage the knee. Already starting to feel a little bit the hip flexor of the leg that is back. So technically the left hip flexor. Okay, very good. Now, from here, we're going to come into a low lunge. And we're going to do 2 or 3 sets of exercises on one leg and then change. So um, I think I'm going to start probably from, yeah, nerve flossing, I think is going to help a little bit more. So we're going to stack the hip on top of the left knee. So left hip, left knee. The front leg is going to stay, it's a little bit of an awkward position because you want to be able to drop down into the lowest lunge later. So it's going to be a little bit pushed front. And here, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. It's not easy for everyone to find the nerve flossing, but take a second to try because it really can change your practice, especially in splits. So what we're going to do is we're going to stack hip on top of the knee, and then we're going to be trying to round the upper body, okay, while pushing the hip front, but in a posterior tilt. So first start by the lower part of your body. Start posterior tilting as much as you can, and then push back your shoulder. And it's not easy to find. And then if you want, drop the head to add an extra layer. You're gonna stay here for 3, 2, 1. Move front by pushing the hip first. So hip is pushing front and then dropping into your lowest lunge. Very good. 3, 2, 1, and repeat. Find the posterior tilt, push back the shoulders, and stay here for 3, 2, 1. Push the hip front, lowest lunge. 3, 2, 1. Last one. Go back, posterior tilt, push your shoulders back. 3, 2, 1. Push front the hip, lowest lunge. 3, 2, 1. Same position. We're going to stay in the low lunge, the lowest one we can hold. Place our hands on top of our or over our knees. Push away by locking in the elbows. So the elbows are locked in, shoulders down. I'm slightly trying to do a posterior tilt again, and I'm pushing away as hard as I can onto the knee. Keep breathing here and stay here for 5, 4, 3. Squeeze the left glute. 2, 1. Drop down into the lowest lunge. And then stay into the lowest lunge and push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep breathing. Go a little bit deeper. And last one. Push away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Now let's get the 2 blocks. Same leg in front. Oopsies. Okay. So other block. And we're going to do dynamic alternation between low or actually high lunge, sorry, and pyramid pose. So the super important thing here is to have your back leg engaged. Okay, so we don't want this. We want this the whole time. And I'm going to show you slow, and then I'm going to show you also faster. So what we're going to do is be in a high lunge, flex your foot, come into a pyramid pose, drop back down with the knee engaged. So I'm not coming down here, I'm staying up here. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. This is the rhythm that we want to try and hold. Okay, so all of you try to do 10. You can either follow me or go on your own time. So 1, 2, 3. Keep the left knee engaged. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. When you're done, change legs. Left leg front, right leg back, starting with nerve floss. So, aligning right knee to right, right hip to right knee, posterior tilt, dropping back, adding in the head if I want, extra even, hands at the base of the skull, letting the elbows push down. 3, 2, 1. Lead with the hips, lowest lunge. Very good. 2, 1. Repeat. Going back. Lauren, careful. We're doing nerve flossing. And Whitney as well. Guys, hands away from the knees. We're not doing, that's the second exercise. Careful not to get confused. So here now we're doing nerve flossing. So we're rounding the lower parts into posterior tilt. The shoulders are over and beyond our hips, and head is in. 3, 2, 1. Drop to the lowest lunge. 3, 2, 1. Back for the last one. 3, 2, 1. Lowest lunge. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to add in the hands over the knee, push away, hold for 3, 2, 1. Drop a little lower. 3, 2, 1. Here and push away. 3, 2, 1 and lower. 3, 2, 1 and last one. Push away. 3, 2, 1 and lower. 3, 2, 1. Very good. Blocks, dynamic um, alternation between high lunge and the pyramid pose. So again, the back knee is always engaged. It never bends. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. All right, guys, we finally got to the point where we're going to go into the technique of back bending, or rather drop back, and into the back bended splits. So I'm going to start with drop back because some of the techniques we will be using in the back bended split is in common with drop back. So two things that are super important to keep in mind when we are doing, three, when we're doing back bending is breath, gaze, obviously technique, but most importantly, how we are progressing, right? Meaning, obviously also the neck, which goes within the gaze technique. I'm going to show you here while I'm seated what we want to do, because in terms of technique, what I've seen a lot in the yoga world and what has caused me a lot of back pain, in complete honesty, is doing drop back, let's say, without understanding that you're supposed to extend the front body and not compress the back body. So a lot of people think that this is a back bend. Technically it is, but here I am compressing the lumbar, like the spine together, rather than this. This is elongation. This is lifting up, okay? How do we do it? And I would like for all of you, I'm going to explain to you, and then we're going to try it together, and then we're going to try to do it in drop back. So what we will try to do is place, for example, our hands on top of our rib cage, okay? Because we want to feel like we are opening the rib cage and lifting it up, okay? So what you will see, we will be doing is, I'm going to show you without the hands on the rib cage, is inhale, exhale. What happened is inhale, pulled up the belly muscles, okay? So I'm lifting up with the belly muscles. I'm trying to create more distance between the rib cage and the pubic bone, for example, trying to lift up. As I exhale, I squeeze in the belly and I push back. So you will see, for example, when we're doing something like this, I'm going to have my hands up so you can see, it's going to be and I can promise you, I'm not having any pain right here. I'm talking to you normally. I'm completely fine because I'm not compressing my back. I am extending the front body, which means that my whole spine is being lifted up into the back bend rather than compressed. Second thing that we're going to add on, and then we're going to try it together. As we mentioned earlier, we've already done the neck thing. So whenever we are doing this, we're doing this, okay? So for example, I always prepare myself with the shoulders already up. My neck is, if I don't, okay, sorry, correction. You can either go with the head back afterwards, or for example, for me, I'm really used to it, so I do it almost immediately, but it's something that you want to progressively get into. So you can do, for example, 3 or 4 times like this, trying to go up and back, and then when you feel safe, you try to look back, okay? So this, for example, is the first exercise you can familiarize with. And why did I mention the gaze? Because you want to be seeing the opposite wall, okay? If you don't, look at whatever point, but you want to have a point of reference. If you're not bendy enough yet to look at your opposite wall, look at the ceiling, look at a point above, but find a point that you're actually going to be staring at. Okay? So again, if you don't breathe and you don't actually progress like this, you're most likely, unless you have very fortunate back, you might have some back pain, annoyance, or you might not develop a drop back in the correct manner. Okay? So we're going to start from this. So here, what we're going to do is, for example, we can have the block underneath our sit bones again, and then we can also leverage, as we did earlier, the opening by opening the knees, right? But if you want to only focus on the breathing, place your hands on top of your rib cage, and you literally want to feel it lift up. As you exhale, squeeze in the belly, push back. And you're retracting your scapulas, okay? They are active. They're not just randomly there. They're active. They're making a bigger back bend. And if you do this 2, 3, 4 times, you lift up your shoulders and engage with the neck. So again, it's not an in and out exercise. It is inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I feel ready to drop the head. I keep going. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Do you see how far I've gone compared to earlier? I've done this 5, 6, 7 times. And then to come back up, I push the chest front and let the head gently drop front. Lauren, you're only falling back. Keep pushing front the belly. So you keep wanting to do the alignment, because otherwise you're going to find yourself hanging here, right? You want to have the shoulder on top of the glute. So keep trying to push the middle back. The chest is pushing front up. In this case, in drop back, you're actually going to be hanging back. It's a little, obviously in that case, it's a little bit different. Okay. All right, guys. Now we're going to progress into using the wall. This is an exercise mostly for whoever is just starting to do drop backs and is not used to, like, if you already know how to do drop back, then just wait 1 second, I'll show you the technique. But for whoever is not used to it and is still trying to build a little bit of confidence with going back, one exercise you can do is essentially like trying to reach the wall behind you. And this is where we're all going to do the same technique, but with or without the wall. And I'm going to try, and I hope I'm warm enough to do the actual drop back. If not, I'm going to demonstrate to you with the wall, and then I can guide you through the rest. But what we want to be doing is essentially using and leveraging the full extension of our hips, right? Meaning what we will do is we will bend the knees, grab. So literally I am grabbing on either to the pants or to my inner thigh, okay, with my hands. I'm literally using my leg to try and pull my back as open as possible to begin with, okay? So here, for example, the feet are for me personally, they're always a little bit more open compared to like I'm not standing on like aligned with my hips. They're a little bit more open, especially if you want to go into like the full back bend. But so here, I bend the knees, grab onto my thighs, I open. Here, I'm retracting the scapulas, okay? My back is super active here. Like I'm already tired from just being here, right? And then what I do is I extend the legs, meaning that the hips are fully open and my hip flexors are going to be open. And then I start with my technique. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And if I'm not comfortable with going further, touch the wall. Stay active though. I don't want to see this, okay? Stay active. Push away the wall. Push, 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 push. And then to come back in, hands even at heart or to the thighs or even here. And you push front with your chest and back with your glutes. So remember, your back wants to be like one full, like one piece coming in and out. For anyone that has done hip thrusts, for example, at the gym, they always tell you to engage the whole core and moving without doing this, okay? We're doing similar, but we're staying in this back bend. So I'm entering and exiting like so. My back is staying one piece. I don't want to see this, like pushing front with the neck falling front. What I want to see for you, for your safety, is that you come in like this and you push the chest front and you come back pretty much, I'm exaggerating, but almost at a 90-degree angle. So anyone that is still getting familiar with drop back, use the wall, okay? And if you see that you lose alignment or engagement with the wall, then step away, have it there, but don't touch it, okay? Then, for example, you can stay here and just stay here without having to progress. Anyone else that wants to go into full drop back, same technique. Again, I hope my back is warm enough to do. I'm probably going to do a super fast one. I'm not going to have good control, but it's going to be fine for showing you guys. So, exactly same technique. Bending the knees, grabbing in, trying to leverage as much as possible the back bend, right? And here I start. And when I get here, I want to do so I'm trying to engage the core, the lower part especially, trying to bring in the posterior tilt and then going back. So if I do it all together, because otherwise I don't want to just dump in. I'm not doing this, okay? I will be pushing my hips front, but I'm not dumping my weight front, okay? So if I do it, this is where I lift up my belly even more. Start going back, resist, hands shift back. I readjust my feet if I need to. I'm looking at the mat. I'm looking, and slowly come down with as much control as possible. So if it if any of you feel lumbar back pain, stop, restart, because it means you haven't engaged the lower belly, okay? Helge, just one thing, literally grab, like you're literally grabbing your skin, okay? Or your pants. You're trying to like pull from the inside out. Whitney, push the chest up in front. Use your chest a little bit more and less the lumbar area. You know you have a strong lumbar area, but don't dump it down. Gideon, start again. So when you start with bent knees, but you want to extend them before you go into the drop back. Very good, Erica. Lift up the chest. Keep lifting. So think every time you feel compression, breathe up. Like literally breathe up.
Question.
Yes.
You're trying to tuck your tailbone under, right?
Yeah. So
Like glutes will feel active as you.
yeah, so there is a moment in which it's the moment where you should start feeling like pushing front, but you're not just going to be doing this. You're going to be doing this. So Wait, I can only really show you if I go into the pose. Here, do you see how I go from anterior to posterior, engage, go down? Because you want this part to elongate. You want it to be far away from the rest. If it feels very weird, if it feels more, let's say, harder on the glutes or onto the lumbar area with the posterior rather than anterior, you can keep the anterior. But technically, to not load the lumbar area, you want to go into slight posterior tilt.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Lauren, start 1 second from scratch. Guys, let's do one all together, okay? Just one very slow all together. So we really get because it's a lot of information. So bend the knees, grab the inner thighs. Open as much as possible. Retract the shoulders and the scapulas. Extend the knees. Very good. So you're almost coming in 90-degree angle. Here we start inhaling up, exhale back. And when you feel comfortable, you can drop back the head into the shoulders. Very good. Keep pulling. The more you pull your thighs, the more arched you will be. So you're still standing for now, but you're pulling, pulling, pulling. When you feel like you're starting to when you feel like your glutes want to squeeze, posterior tilt and squeeze front. Very good, Lauren. Great. Push away the wall. Push it away and lift up the chest. Yes, push away and lift up the chest. Yes, keep pushing up and not front. Yes, Whitney, good. I saw you. You pushed up the chest. Keep doing that. That's exactly what you want to do. It sounded more accusatory than a compliment, but that that wasn't my intention. Yes, Erica, keep lifting up the chest. Keep lifting up and compressing your belly in as you exhale. Inhale, lift up, exhale, compress back, and keep going back. Keep going back, and then when your glutes want to squeeze in, you start trying the anterior or the posterior, sorry. Yes. Now, if you want, you can start shifting. Okay. Now, Erica, I don't think you need the wall. What I would do is when you get more or less here, start shifting here and you grab onto your legs, okay? Your legs are literally like your safety net and you start grabbing them and climbing down. Guys, if anyone wants a little bit more personal help, I'm right here. Yes, Nicholas, very good. Keep engage the knees, squeeze in the knees. Squeeze. Yes. Now bring your hands back. Grab your thighs and start climbing back. So you're walking down with your hands towards the feet. Yes. Find a focus point. Very good. Look at one point back and keep looking for the floor. You keep looking for the floor. Yes. Yes. Super close. Nicholas, super great. Just one feedback. I don't know if it's maybe a little bit of fear, but there is a moment in which you need to transition from hands here to this. I don't know if I can do it very slowly because again, I'm not fully warm, but um, normally, what I see is that if you keep engaging the upper part, it's a little bit easier to do this opening. So I'm going to try and see if I have one more drop back for you. Here, grab the legs, go as far as you can. I'm looking for the wall, or sorry, for the floor. I keep pushing front to balance. Look back, look back, look back, and go down. So there's a moment in which you want to shift from grabbing almost your ankles to this, okay? And because otherwise, what you're doing is that you're super close, you're like here, but then you go like this, and you're closing in. Whereas you want to stay open here, or rather even here, okay?
So both hands need to go together.
Sorry,
Both
love?
hands need to go together, right?
Yeah, it's so if you go with one hand, it's harder technically because you're putting all the weight on one. That will be your future progression. If you can go with both down, then you make it harder for yourself. One stays in the leg, one opens, but that's harder.
All right. But
Okay, everyone, let's move on to the next pose because we don't have a lot of extra time. Um, so I'm gonna move a little bit further away for you to see me better. So this is one exercise where if you have sensitive knees, you probably want a cushion or a double pad or whatever you need. So we will be applying the same technique with, let's say, a half split. We don't necessarily have to go into full splits. And the only difference here is that instead of opening towards the floor, we're opening towards the wall, and I want to be pushing away. So I'm going to be doing this essentially, okay? So let me see. We're going to be using the wall, so we're going to have one foot against the wall, and we can either start from a low lunge, or we can start from an extended lunge, let's say, in the sense you're going to have um, the leg almost fully extended away. I do suggest having blocks because I'm going to give you a couple of variations, especially if this is your very first time. I would suggest starting with one, and if you're comfortable with this one, progressing to the other one. So what we're going to be doing is low lunge, drop the hips. So again, guys, I don't want you to do it now. I want you to watch and then replicate because otherwise it's difficult for me to monitor and show you at the same time, and I don't want anyone to get hurt. So here, drop down the lowest you can, and then you start traveling back as we have done so far. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. When you feel ready, and I'm not going to do the full pose right now, but when you feel ready, you drop back the head and you look with one arm. So normally, for example, beginner level would be with blocks here, and you're trying, instead of pulling the legs as we do in back bend, in drop back, we're doing this. So we're pushing up and away. I'm still extending, okay? So my blocks, for example, are my opening in my drop back. So I am pushing and pulling here. When I see the wall, I can reach with one hand, okay? If I'm comfortable, I reach with two and I push away. But I don't push away the hips. I push away, pushing up the chest. And for example, if this is comfortable, I inhale, exhale, drop back, go lower. Inhale, push away, exhale, drop back. Inhale, drop back. And I keep going like this. If this is comfortable, then I'm going to do a more limited version. Let's say that I'm all the way back into the drop back. Then, for example, I start, my leg would be further away, like let's say here, okay? And what I will be doing will be pushing the glute back. See how I am slightly extending the leg, arching even more the butt, so that essentially I'm creating less space between butt and head. Let me see if I can show you. I'm gonna change leg. So here, it would be something like push back the glutes, drop even harder. Push back the glutes, drop even harder, push back, and then I can try and see if I can start dropping into splits. Coming back from this pose is super difficult. So blocks, bend, come back, or not very, let's say, technique, like very good technique, but start pushing back or pulling back the leg while you're still in the back bend. So again, guys, remember the technique of inhale, exhale is fundamental for all of these poses, okay? So the only difference is we're going to have one leg against the wall, pushing away. Blocks are going to be my opening. So I'm kind of like pushing away and pressing against the blocks to open back. And I keep inhaling, exhaling, exhaling until I see the back wall, and then I can try one hand, come back. Remember, you want to make them doable, okay? So you try one hand, come back. Then you try maybe two hands, come back. Good, Nicholas. Very good. Keep pushing up the chest. Keep pushing up the chest. Yes. Every time you exhale, you go down with the hands. Yes, Whitney. Push away the wall and up the chest. Yes. Try to see if you can stay there, and if you feel comfortable as you exhale, you go down with the hands. Gideon, again, slow progression. Don't just throw your head back. Breathe in and out until you get to the pose. Very good, Hilge. Just drop a little bit more the hips. Yes. Ismail, a little bit slower. Try to do more the progression, please. Erica, you can work without the blocks. There you go. Very good. Now, every time you inhale up the chest, exhale down the hands. Yes. Very good, Lauren. Push the chest up. Very good, guys. Good, Whitney. Good. For anyone that has a hard time reaching the wall back, there is a little bit of a, let's say, easier yet harder. Well, it's easier for some things, harder for others. You can also do this variation where it's going to be harder on your leg, but easier on your back, meaning you're going to come into this pose. And then you're going to try and, for example, go and grab your foot, right? So again, it's going to be easier for you because so it's going to be easier in terms of reaching the wall. It might be harder for the leg and extension of your back because you're closer. The closer you are, the more you have to arch. But it's easier to open and reach the wall. If you want to try this one, or if you don't want to be all the way there, you can do a hybrid or like intermediate like this, so that you're not fully like pushing away the wall, but you're not completely back. And I advise to have the feet, the toes pointed against the wall. This, I think, could be the first class in a while in which I'm on time. Incredible.
To say again, do you advise not using the toes against the wall or advise to use the toes against the wall?
To use. So have like this, you would be
Okay.
pushing the toes. Then after, if you do get where you can reach your foot with your hands, then you can point the toe. But I would say Whitney, would you like me to guide you a little bit in this one? Because this one is a tough one. Yeah. Okay. Drop the hips. Your strong point is the hips. So drop them as low as possible. Yes. Now, focus on the breathing. If you want, you can place your hands. If you feel stable, hands on the chest. Focus only on the breathing. Push down the shoulders and retract. Yes. Open the chest as much as possible. Then if you want, push up a little bit the shoulders, protect the neck, and try to stay there 1 second. Yes, and keep thinking chest up as I inhale. Exhale, I go a little bit closer to the wall. If you want, you can already reach with one hand. You're super close. Yes. Don't lose the chest. Keep breathing. Your anchor point is your breath. Keep inhaling, push up. Exhale, squeeze the belly in. Very good, Whitney. Guys, anyone else that wants a little bit more assistance, I'm here, okay? I'm just kind of like hopping from one screen to the other, but Gideon, question, would you like to try and maybe shift the computer so I can see your profile, like I can see your side and maybe assist you a little bit more? Helge as well, if you want, I'm here to help. Okay. And that is a fixed wall, right? You can actually put pressure onto it. Okay. Okay, great. Yeah. As long as you actually have like support and you can actually press against it. So you only have the lower part, not the upper part. So here, Gideon, what I can advise you is instead of reaching the arms back, because you need that wall to push away and up the chest, use your blocks. Use them in the highest version and keep opening. So if you look at me 1 second, I'm going to do it by being seated, but you would be with the high blocks, you would be doing this. Like you're pushing up and back with the blocks, okay? So you keep that extension, that spine extension.
Sorry, can you just show that again? I wasn't looking.
Yeah, of course. So it would be, if you are here, okay, it's again, your blocks are like the pulling of your thighs in drop back, right? So you are pushing away and in. So you're pushing away so that you're elevating, you're helping the elevation of your chest and spine. And then you're kind of like pulling them without actually moving them to support the arch of the back. So that essentially you keep progressing, and instead of going to touch the wall with time, you can just go and grab the leg maybe, if that's what you're aiming at. Nicholas, elevate the chest up. Yes. Okay, Gideon, great, very good. Now, if you want, bring the blocks a little bit more back. So you keep progressing back with the blocks, not now, you progress. Once you get into the pose, and for example, let's say that you are here, then you press them back and go like this. Press them back and go like this. Okay, slow progression. Breath is your anchor. Keep going. Very good. And keep looking behind you. Nicholas, up the chest. Very good. Okay. All right, everyone. I'm going to give you 30 seconds for the last attempt, and then we're going to go into a little bit of decompression of the spine and then close off. Okay, Erica, keep pushing up the chest and squeeze the belly to push back. When you're ready, yes, one hand and other hand. Okay, keep pushing away the wall and open the chest up. And as you exhale, yes, down with the hands and up with the chest as you inhale. Yes. Keep progressing like that. And keep pushing the butt towards the head. Extend the front leg. Try to push the front leg without going into splits, but keep pushing the heel to the floor and arch the glutes towards the head. Very good. Amazing, Erica. Just one quick fix. And of course she falls into splits because that's easy. Now, one last thing that you can fix for next time. Let me see. So when you're here, I'm not going to do the whole drop back, but if you extend, so for example, my leg is here, right? I'm not actually pushing to go into splits, but I'm trying to push back the butt, which essentially will create a bigger arch, because if I'm already here, I'm doing this and going back, doing this and going back, doing this, and it's helping both the opening of the hip for the split, but it's also helping me go back and back and back and back. Yeah? All right, everyone. Now, very quick fix for the back, 1 minute plank to make our backs fine again. So let's get onto our elbows. Low, low, low glutes and rounding the upper body. Nicholas, round away the upper body and like try to make it like a round back. And push down the hips. Very good. Eric, a little bit lower with your glutes. You really want to, yes, there you go. Very good, everyone. We're in 20 seconds. Keep breathing. Squeeze the knees in. Halfway there. We're at 45 seconds, another 15, and we're done. Keep breathing. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. Very good. Very quick reverse. So we're going into Halasana, plow pose, coming onto our backs, retracting the shoulders, hands onto the floor with our core strength. We're not lifting up by bouncing up or leveraging our legs. We are using our core, coming into plow pose. If you want, you can also use a wall if you want to make it a little bit deeper. If you want to work on your back, bend the knees and try to push the butt even more high.